And we are back, folks. Michigan football film study focused on the defense with Vance Bedford. You already saw the commentary. If you missed any of that, you can always check it out on our YouTube page, also over on the MichiganInsider.com. But this is where we break down the film, the X's and the O's with expertise you can't find anywhere else. Before we get started, let me remind you that this video is for the education, entertainment, and edification of you, the people. We do not get paid for this video. It is not monetized in any way. It is not sponsored in any way. We are doing it for you, the people, because you support our other videos. That way we can keep doing this. And so be sure to like this channel and subscribe to it. Like this video. You'll get notifications every time we put up a video. Of course, you can also like and subscribe to our podcast page. You can also subscribe to us over on the MichiganInsider.com, where $1 will get you in for the first month. So again, we get with that out the way. Let's get started. Vance, you ready to get into? You were excited about this one, man.
I'm ready to rock and roll. I just love the way the team is playing right now. The pressure, the execution. I mean, great tackling overall. A lot of good things to see today, man. But we have to make some corrections first.
Yeah, and so very, very clear sort of tone to your commentary. Love the secondary. They prove some things to you, but you feel like there's a good deal to work on coming out of this game moving forward.
We do. We need to, especially in our zone coverages, we need to clean that up. But more importantly, right now, get some pass rush. I mean, that wasn't very good. It looked like sometimes our guys were rushing in quicksand. We didn't get close to the quarterback at all. And then when we did, somehow he escaped our pass rush. So we got to clean up our rush lane. So some things that we definitely need to work on.
All right. So I like to go in order with the telestration. So Vance, we're going to start off first in the in the first quarter to really get things started. And this is 10:41 in the first quarter. This is our first play, our first telestration. I'm bringing it to the screen for you right now. Okay, right, here we go.
So this is the outside flood. Okay, we're gonna see the end zone copy in a minute. So right now, we got a pressure cowboy. I mean, the corner coming from the boundary. Okay. So he's in a press alignment, as we can see.
All right.
And you can see the offensive line. They're going to give you a hard play action pass look. So they're going to go full zone to their right, call it the duck walk. You can see the routes right now. The first up back running the corner route, the tailback diving inside, the offset back away is going to the flat. The quarterback going play action pass. He's going to sprint out to his left. It's a good scheme for the things that we do. And you see, we got the corner blitz, the D-line angling back to the field. The field side defensive end is dropping straight back. Our nickel back, we call him a seam flat guy, okay? And we playing cover 3 behind it. The corners I call 3 match. They matching up man to man. So who we go right now? The nickel back, he must see number 2. That's the guy in the backfield to him. His eyes will be in the backfield. The guys can run right by him. Here we go. See the guy, he leaks out. He sneaks right behind the nickel back. He's late. Big play happened down here. It goes right down. They're going to get a touchdown for this series. And this comes after the 4th down and 1 play where we played off and we didn't get the coverage set. But again, it's just bad eye discipline. It's a good call. They're going away from our pressure. The nickel back eyes in the backfield. Now they got a 1st down and goal on our 5-yard line. Here's a wide view.
Yeah, and so, one of those things, Vance, where you got to remember this is a veteran player, but a rookie at the position.
Yeah, I tell you what, this is a difficult route to play for anyone. You can have a veteran guy out there. If you don't work on this particular concept, we call it an outside flood. Number 1's clearing out, 2 goes to the corner, and 3 goes to the flat, basically. So he's trying to high-low zone football. And so right now they hollowed our nickel back. If he had not seen his route, he's not going to cover this route. Right. His eyes in the backfield thinking it's run, and the guy sneaks right behind. I mean, if I'm on offense, I'll call this play about 4 times a game, 1 each quarter. I think it's a great route versus any coverage except for man-to-man.
Yeah. He's a very, very Mikey is one of the smartest guys they have. So he's the kind of guy that, okay, he saw that, and I would be surprised if he's the guy that is susceptible to being beat that way on that play again.
The problem is, look at the formation. That formation tells you what right now. They're going to run a football. So he's playing run.
Mm-hmm.
Most people are going to spread you out and run that route, which makes it a little bit easier. But that formation said run. He's thinking this guy, the way that up back, he kind of snuck out a little bit. So you're thinking it's a stock block, and he takes off. That's a good football play. It's well designed versus really anyone, but especially a brand new nickelback.
Mm-hmm.
So great call at the right time.
All right, Vance, we still in quarter number 1. We go now. So I guess I sort of jumped ahead to 10:41. I should have started at 14:10 in the first quarter to get us back on it. So the 14:10 in the first quarter, Vance.
So you think about it, this is really the first defensive play, nickel rock. So in other words, the nickel back is into the boundary, so he's blitzing. So if I am Maryland, I'm thinking the nickel back into the boundary, they playing man to man. That's what I'm thinking. This is formation to the boundary. So in other words, they put the two fast guys to the boundary, the tight end and receiver to the field. So technically, passing strength is to the short side of the field. Mm-hmm. When the nickel back goes to the boundary, you're thinking man to man. And so this is another way for offenses to adjust. So now they're going to give you a hard run action. The offensive line, they're going full zone to their left, blocking hard right now. This is going to cause the linebacker to come up. You got motion by the Z. The tight end is coming across the line of scrimmage. Now, Sam, you can freeze it for a moment, but I want to talk about it right now for all you people out there. You guys see the tight end at the top? He's almost a half yard behind the tackle. That's a great indication that he's going to come back across either for a pass or to block. So right now, that defensive end should be saying, hey, I got to up back. Look for the boot. Look for the split zone. He should alert everybody what's about to happen. So here we go, right? Let's let it run. We bring the nickel back off the edge. We got motion. We got a great call. The front is angling back to the field. We playing 3-match in the secondary, and the nickel back's coming off the edge. This is a great call for what they're doing. Sam, this should be a sack. This should be a no play right. That's how I like the nickelback. Everybody sees the nickelback blitzing on action away. He should climb to the shoulder of the quarterback. Don't chase the back. Climb to the shoulder of the quarterback on any play away. And if you do that, that takes boot, that takes reverses. This should be a no play. What a great call. Watch this. He goes for the dive. This should be a quarterback sack. Their first series should have been a loss, a 4-yard loss on the first play of the game. See, again, a young, inexperienced guy playing a position. That was Dax a year ago. He had quarterback sack. Not doubt in my mind. So this is a great learning experience for my new nickelback right now.
Yeah, let me put this big on the screen so you can really see it and back up the telestration again.
Here we go. Hard play action pass, motion. Here's the route. People call this a swap boot. The tight end's coming back across the action. The quarterback is booting out to the short side of the field. And the nickelback was key. This is a great first down call. This should have hit this in the backfield. The quarterback, we should have had a new quarterback right now. We should have had a new quarterback. I could have been singing my song about Sweet Baby Ray's. He's still on the shelf right now. I mean, I'm disappointed. I was talking about Sweet Baby Ray's and some hot sauce. I got to wait my line for just one more play.
But again, man, much like we talked about with the offense, we talked about with JJ, great learning experience, man. Great learning experience for these guys who are in these roles, for the very, very talented guys in these roles for the first time. I mean, you've coached for a long time, Vance. You could tell guys a lot. Showing them it's always better to show them. Sometimes it's not comfortable to show them, but they tend to learn more when you show them than when you tell them.
It really is, especially after you won the game, because now you can come back, you can coach them even harder. So just imagine, we start the game off, we get a sack on the first call of the game. That sets the tempo right there. that means we won't see that play anymore because they know we're bringing guys off the edge. So again, winning a game and making mistakes like this, man, that's a good thing. Now I can coach him up harder, clean things up. So next time he sees this, it's going to be a tackle for a loss with a caused fumble and a score by the defense.
Gotcha. All right. So you're really seeing how experience is going to benefit these guys moving forward with some of the things that they're some of the experiences they've had so far. Let's get into the next play, Vance. This is 8-10 in the first quarter. Over 1 versus inside zone.
As you can see, we have the box right now. We got everybody up on the line of scrimmage. We got a corner pressing. So right now, again, you see formation to the boundary. The speed is to the boundary. So they can tell you right now, if the corners come over, you playing man-to-man. Well, guess what happened? The corner came over. So they know right now we're playing straight man defense. Great scheme. So now we are going to double both inside down guys on both sides. So we call it a scoop block on the inside zone. They're going to double and climb. In other words, to the top, the left tackle and the guard, they double in the 3 technique and climb to the backer. Here at the bottom, the center and the guard, they're going to double the shade and climb to the linebacker. So we are 4 guys blocking 4. So we get in motion, trying to confuse the guys, but we're man-to-man, so no one has to move except for the guy covering him. And this is a downhill run play, guys. But again, both tackles, they get double. We call it getting scooped. So it's nothing but a zone play. They double and they climb to the next level. You double and climb to the next level. And the linebackers got to get over the top of the scoop block. But because the down guys didn't handle the scoop block, they got pinned inside. So now that big back, he's running clean through arm tackles. And now it goes to the post safety to make a play. And he didn't make that play this time. It's a missed tackle. So it goes for about 15-yard play. So here we go. Here's in motion, man-to-man. You see the double team. And that is. It's downhill right now. Great pursuit from everybody else. But again, great execution by Maryland. Not good execution by 2 down guys inside. It starts up front with the 2 guys with their hand in the dirt. They cannot get scooped. They got to maintain gap integrity. If they do that, it's a no play. Our linebackers are clean to make this tackle. And I hate to say it, this is an Ohio State play. I'll keep going back to those old rotten people, wherever they're from in Ohio. But we're going to see this play again the last game of the year when we beat those Buckeyes one more time for the good times, as Roberto Flack has saying many years.
You hit it with Roberta Flack, man.
Oh, you know that, man. I heard her back in 1972 riding in the car with my dad saying one more time for the good times. That's what's going to happen for Ohio State Duck Butters. One more time for the good times. We beat them one more time.
All right.
Oh, my goodness. Ooh, the shovel play. This is a shovel play here. We just an over defense right now. Now, in this particular defense, we went to a check. They're an unbalanced. The tight end's off the ball with 3 receivers to the field. So they went to a cover 2 check versus this particular unbalanced formation. So they're going to motion the guy back across the slot. So you can see the blocks. We got a gap scheme blocks. We pull in the backside guard, turn up for the front side linebacker. Number 84, the tight end, he's going to be the extra guy. In other words, he's the dive player, the shovel guy. They run an option back to the left. This is triple option here, guys. This is triple option. 84 is a dive, the quarterback, and 24 is a pitch. Now, this is the issue right here for the defensive end. His key is the offensive tackle. If the tackle blocks down, he should close, squeeze, and hang for the first thing that shows up. But his eyes, again, eye discipline, he got greedy. He saw the quarterback. Quarterback's not his guy. The dive is his guy. And the backer guy has to get over the top. Let's see this player. That linebacker climbs over the top right now for the quarterback. Here we go. Let's watch the defensive end. What does he do? He goes up the field. They got to play. So, again, his key is a guy he's relying on. The offensive tackle. When the offensive tackle blocks down, he should step down with him and hang. He should play inside out on the quarterback, which now puts him on the dive. That allows a linebacker to get over the top for the quarterback because the secondary has a pitch because they ain't cover two. But instead, the defensive end got greedy and said, I got to tackle for loss. No, you don't. They fooled you. And that is right there. He followed the guard. You just got another first down. Again, this is execution by the offense and a lack of execution by the defense, not reading their keys.
So let's take a minute to reiterate. Give Maryland some credit. I mean, those guys have a good scheme over there, and some guys that have been running it for a minute, namely, especially that quarterback, who's a different dude than we saw last year.
There's no doubt. And their game plan was different from last year. We saw a lot more power last year.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen some gap scheme plays, but it's more play action pass. We saw more inside zone plays this year than we did last year. I mean, so it's a little bit different. They attacked us differently, and they gave us more formations. They gave us motion a lot more. And that bothered us just a little bit as far as eye discipline, recognizing what's going on, and reading your keys. So this is a great game for our kids to watch and to learn off of.
Right. All right. So let's go to another one. Get now into the second quarter. As the first play I showed was actually a fourth quarter play. Let's get into the second quarter. Right at the beginning, 15 minutes in the second quarter there, Vance Bedford.
All right. We start off second quarter right now. We're going to start off with another blitz. But we also see what? They're going to start off with motion. And it's a lot of indicators right here. I want everybody right now to look at the splits of all the wide receivers. Freeze it right there for me, Sam.
All right.
You can see all the receivers from the field, from the hash mark to inside the numbers. Two things happen in that situation. Either they running the football or it's heavy play action pass, and they running over routes. So we'll see this throughout the year. So all the corners should have been yelling right now. We got cut splits, alert over, alert over. So here we go. Let's let it run, Sam. So we got nickel rock. We are bringing the corner off the edge. They going, as Sam said, trap pass. Down, they're pulling the guard around. I saw this route Saturday night, Ohio State versus Wisconsin. Same route, and it was wide open. So come on, fellas, let's get ready for these duck butters up there in that state of Ohio. So here we go right now. We've got a twist inside. The three technique goes first. The nose is wrapping around for contain. He goes second. And you can see he's playing, I call it three match. The corners match up on number one. The safeties in the post. The nickel back comes down and covers the first thing, number two. And here we go. Let's let it run. And the nickel back is getting outrun right now by the slot. And we got no pressure in that particular situation either. This is a tough route to defend, guys. They going max protect. This is 7-man protection. 7-man protection, guys. So you're going to have time. And now they're saying it's one-on-one. So this slot receiver runs away from my nickel back. But what he needs help on, either from the linebacker, who's a hook curl dropper to help out for some depth. But again, a play action pass sucks him up. So this is a foot race. This guy's wide open. We will see this later on in the year. So we got to find a way to take this away. Go ahead, Sam.
Yes, we saw later on in this game a bunch. They hit this play and they said, "Oh hell, we got something." Because I swear we saw 3, 4,
We did,
5,
it didn't work later on, though. It worked this one time. It didn't work later on. They might have found it, but it didn't work later on. But this is a great concept. But it starts with the corners talking. They had cut splits on both sides, Sam. So for a guy to run an over route, Sam, he has to cut his split to get to the other side of the football field. So for the secondary coach, this is a great clinic tape to clinic our guys off of. Let's communicate this. We can stop this play from now on just by recognizing splits.
Communication, Vance. And so that was a buzzword for you after the game. Pass rush was the biggest one, which we will.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, we'll touch on pass rush coming up, but communication. And there were a couple of plays in that last series, but we'll just focus on the first one. We don't need to get into the touchdown because it's just more of the same. But let's get to the fourth down conversion that would have stopped the touchdown from you to get to that point, right?
That's right.
And so you're 4th and 1, and I could tell it was going to be a first down, fourth down conversion before the ball was snapped.
We had confusion right now. We can't get lined up. See, right, it's 4th down and 1. Okay, you look at this formation. Look at the back. The back right now, he's not in the run position. He's in a max protect position. Right now, they got 3 receivers out here. We only have 2 defensive backs. So number 1, we didn't get the call in. Whatever the call was, we didn't get it in. And it's 4th and 1. You got to line up and press. You got to take away the quick throw. Quarterback in the center, take away the quick throw. They didn't. They got a screen. First down. And the very next play was the outside flood out of the V-bone, got the ball down inside the 10-yard line, the very next play. So it was back to back, 4th and 1 to 1st and 10, and end up 1st and 10 inside the 10-yard line.
Yeah, so I think that they cleaned up the substitution issue after Michigan State last year against Tempo, right?
Right.
I see the same. If we seeing it, they experienced it, they lived it, right? That's going. I would be shocked. Not that if you have a tempo issue again, here or there, but this was a few times in a row, and I would be shocked if we see that again, where they have.
But you know what should have happened on this play, Sam? We should have called timeout.
Timeout.
That should have come from the sideline. The sideline, they saw we not lining up. They should have run around there calling timeout. Because you go back to the first quarter, they had the first drive. They had a 4th down. They were going to go for it. We called timeout. They decided now to kick a field goal. So, again, in that situation, a 4th and 1, we're not lined up. Coach Harbaugh on the sideline should have been yelling timeout, timeout, timeout. So now we can get our call in corrected, and maybe they might have punted the football. I don't know that. But again, that comes from the sideline. We did it in the first quarter. It should have been done again at that point in time. So again, that's on the sideline too.
Oh yeah, no, there's no question. If you talk about the things that the players have to improve on from one game to the next, this is the strategy part of it from a coaching perspective. Making sure the communication is tight. That's a coaching point. And then, hey, if it's not tight, timeout. That's another
exactly right.
sort of coaching point that I expect again. Coaches improve too, right?
That's exactly. Hope so. Hope so. They're gonna be retired like I am.
All right. So Vance, you talked about rush lanes. You talked about rush. We talk about pass rush. Period. They definitely are going to be auditioning more guys. I think you're going to see more of a liberal rotation in pass rush situations moving forward. A lot more Iyabi Oki, excuse me for mispronouncing his name. And then I love young Derek Moore. I think, to me, he's the guy that I look at and say, who's going to be the guy who winds up being their most consistent sort of designated rush guy of the guys that maybe we haven't seen a ton of yet. He's the guy that I look to. He's the guy but time will tell. I mean, they got a number of candidates. Iyabi's a candidate. Derek Moore's a candidate. I think we've seen some flashes from Brady McGregor. They got a lot of different guys to try, but whoever they try, Vance, rush lane is going to be important, right?
It is. Right now it's sometimes we just rush straight with no stunts, no twist inside, and we got no pressure, but then we lose the rush lane, like right here. Okay. Again, he escapes from us. We got a pressure on right now, but our rush lanes are not what they need to be. And look what happens. I didn't know the kid could run the way he did. I mean, so again, you can't run past the quarterback. We bring him 5. Number 1, we all block, and we get guys out of the rush lane think they got a quarterback sack. Instead, he comes out. He's getting a first down. This should be a no play. So the defensive end who came, we've got the nickel blitz. That defensive end, he went inside. My man ducked outside. And here you go, 1st and 10. But we got to do a better job of knowing how to get off a block and find the ball carrier.
This was another example that you pointed out.
3rd down and 8. Okay, look at it. Let's hold them to a field goal right now. Get off the field. Why would the defensive end go inside and get his quarterback all of that green area? Because right now it's 1st down and goal. It was 3rd and 8. Good coverage back then, but in the back end, ISU is a rush lane. We don't have guys that can do certain things. When we show them blitz right here, He goes inside. He can't go inside unless he got the defensive tackle coming outside. Again, bad rush lanes right here. He made a decision. It was the wrong decision against a quarterback that can run. Now, if he's playing a Statue of Liberty back there who can't run, you can live with that because you can run him down. This kid was a better athlete at quarterback than what we thought he was.
Yeah, and savvy too, Vance. I mean, just a different dude. And I want to keep coming back to that's a good offense over there.
Yes, it is.
So they gave Michigan a great look moving forward because I think as the season goes on, you're gonna see Maryland knock off some teams. I'm convinced Maryland's gonna beat Michigan State.
Yeah, I think they will too because when I sit back and watch their scheme, they did a great job of scheming up this defense. They really did. So my hat's off to how they prepared for this ball game. And I think throughout the year, they're going to make people have to adjust to formations because they're trying to get one more guy extra in a blocking scheme and also in the pass game by the formation they give you. I mean, I was very impressed with what they did offensively. I really was.
Right now, it's not like they sat and just Michigan never had any success getting in their backfield. They did. So I want to bring up a couple of TFLs here, Vance, for you to go over. This early in the second quarter on the 3rd and 5, crucial, important situation.
3rd and 5, they got it spread out. We got the line of scrimmage product. Right. Oh, my goodness. Is that a beautiful play right there? Woo. Look at this stunt right here. See, right now, they're in a bare front. The nose went one side. He is unblocked. So they didn't know what they were doing. He is unblocked in the backfield. How can you miss a guy that's 300 pounds? How can you not block him, Sam?
How many pounds you say? How many pounds you say?
How much you weigh? He got to weigh at least 300. Now look at him.
Oh, man, he about 330, 340.
Oh, if he's 330, that means he's 350. He's a biscuit away from 375. I mean, how you not block this guy? They in bare front, bringing the backer, unblocked. What a great job. It's 3rd and short. Now they got you force him to punt the football. I mean, like I said, he did some good things.
Yeah, Mozzie's a pro. Mozzie's a pro. Ooh. All right, so here's another TFL, Vance.
Again, screen. We've done a great job this. That's my little man right there. That little man can tackle. He can flat tackle in space. That's not easy to do what he just did. But for the most part, against these screens, we've done a tremendous job. And that is a great job of both of those guys reacting, getting to the ball, seeing what's going on. But again, guys, we're playing man-to-man right now. We are a great man-to-man team compared to last year. Because last year, I was scared to death every time we played man. Mm-hmm. This year, I feel a lot better what we're doing. I really do. That our guys can cover.
Yeah,
that's a nice job.
Yeah, nice you have a couple of corners that you got to be really confident in. You have a guy in number 0, Mikey St. Bristol, who you think is going to get better with every game. What about at the safety position? What kind of coverage were you going to get at the safety position in this game? Crucial play, Vance. Crucial play. Because you're trying to close these dudes out, right? Your guys need a play. You need to make a play. And one of your safeties came up with a big one right here.
That's a nice job right here. Playing zone, playing with his eyes. But again, the corner number 1 has done a great job. He's in a great position. I mean, then the safety, he sees the quarterback. He locks on to the quarterback because the quarterback locking on. And now, nice break, nice transition, nice play. That is a nice play. Look at that. He took the ball to himself. But my man Green's in great shape too. So I have no idea why the quarterback even made that decision at all. That's exactly what you should be doing. Why you throw that ball, son? He is covered by Green, number 1. He's not even open.
That's what he's saying, Vance.
Yes. What's wrong with you, son? Why did you throw that ball? It made no sense whatsoever. Made none.
Hey, man, Dad Eno's collected like 12 checks from, like, a bunch of different universities. He all right? It's all right, coach.
I mean, that throw made no sense. First of all, the receiver's not open. That's the first issue. The corner's in great shape. So now the safety's just reading the quarterback. It's an easy play to make. That is an easy play to make. It's a great play, too. Took the ball to himself. That's excellent.
The coverage unit, they said in the offseason. And one of the things is Steve Clinkscale, DB coach, who everywhere Clink goes, the DBs get better, right? Last year was his first year. He said, we gotta get our hands on the football more. Not just get our hands on the football. We gotta get some turnovers. And it's they say that, Vance, and you sort of think, okay, everybody say they need to get turnovers. What does it say? But I guess, it's a mentality, right? I that's what I took from it. Is this a mentality? They're doing a much better job of varying coverages. So you play more coverage with guys where they have their eyes on the football, facing the quarterback. They can rally to the football and maybe get some tip balls and that kind of thing. The combination of the two, Vance, so far so good when it comes to getting some turnovers there in the secondary.
It is. I would imagine he spent a lot of time doing a lot of ball drills, working with the jugs machine, doing spring practice, doing two-day camp, teaching guys how to break. And the biggest thing is focusing on the ball as it touches your hands. A lot of times, guys will drop the ball. They're looking at the green grass, and I catch it, what I'm going to do with it. But the most important thing is to look the ball in and tuck it. And right now, you have a lot of ball hawks back there. Now, that play you just saw on an interception, on the last touchdown that they had, they're in the same coverage, and the safety didn't read the quarterback fast enough. I had to go to it. I couldn't let it go. Had to go to that play because I'm always looking ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Same coverage. The backside safety read the quarterback there for an interception, right?
Mm-hmm.
On that touchdown play, the last touchdown they had, he didn't read the quarterback. If he would have, he'd have had another interception.
Okay. All right. So that's one of the coaching points.
Yes.
Right? That it's funny. Al Borges, you guys didn't even talk. He said the same thing. He said, "Look, my coaching points aren't about that game. It's about the next thing, but beyond that, it's about Ohio State."
Yeah.
He said, I'm giving you the points that are going to help you beat Ohio State. This is a play you have to make. Same thing you just said, Vance. Al said a couple hours ago.
It has to be. Anytime it's your big opponent, an opponent that we struggled with over the last several years, who actually probably have the best talent in the conference, they are the goal. That's the team at the end of the year, last game of the year. I don't care where you play them at. If we want to go out in the backyard and let's put it down right there, what do you got to do to win that football game? Because I can promise you they have worked on you every single week. I'll give you a story. I'm at the University of Florida. We won a national championship. The next year, we number one in the nation the whole year. Alabama, they said, worked on us every single week. For 13 weeks, they worked on beating Florida. For 13 weeks. I could promise you right now, Ohio State, for 13 weeks, they're going to have plays to beat the University of Michigan. Don't kid yourself. They're going to sit back, oh, no, we're not worried about Michigan. Okay, they lying. I just hope no clouds are around and no lightning because they will be struck. They lying. They working on Michigan every single week.
Hey, man, I suspect Michigan is doing the same thing.
I hope so.
It's doing the same thing.
But you know what? When I was at Michigan, we didn't have to. We were just better. We had to worry about that. We won't beat them just because. You show up, we were going to beat Ohio State. Now it's a little bit different. Hey, we were king of the hill back then. Right now, give them their credit. They've been king of the hill for about 10 years until last year popped up.
Yeah, until last year popped up and they got popped. So
they didn't get popped. They were woodshed popped. There's a whole difference. I mean, they still they got splinters all over their seat. They still can't sit down.
Yeah, they got wore out. They got that behind wore out. Hopefully, it's more where that came from. Great learning experience. So that's my takeaway from this film study session. They did some really good things, but you have some very obvious things to work on. Your question heading into the game against Maryland was about the coverage and the secondary. Could you be aggressive and could your guy, in zero coverage, could they hold up? They can. Now it's can you rush with 4? Can you get pressure with 4? That's the biggest question mark moving forward, right?
It is, and I'm going to play my pass rusher. I really am. I'm going to play him a lot more. It's, for example, I'm going to game plan. So the first series, unless it's third and long, he might not play. The second series, he's in. He's in on first down. Because again, the things they do defensively right now, they blitz the nickel, they blitz the corner. So you move in the front. So a smaller guy can play. He should be a great movement guy. And based on the call, I can make him my drop guy so I can protect him. So I'm not worried about his size. Now, if I'm going to play against a team that's going to run 2 tight ends, 2 backs, that's a whole different story. When they only have 1 tight end in the game, he can go out there and play. You have nothing to worry about. I mean, so it's ways to protect him and get him on the football field so I can get some pass rush. They need to find a way to pass rush for 4 guys because right now, I don't see that.
Gotcha. Well, Vance, it's always an education and a pleasure. Folks, I know you enjoy it as well. Let me remind you that this video is strictly for the entertainment, education, and edification of you, the viewer, and the listener, for those of you who listen to it. If you want to support this channel, you can like the video. You can subscribe to the channel. That way you'll get a notification every time we put a video up. Be sure to remember, every Wednesday, these film studies go up. Every Tuesdays, you will see the film study from Devin, and you will see the commentary from Al and Vance. And on Mondays, you will see the Monday morning quarterback. So that is the schedule moving forward. Al and Vance, Al at 11 a.m. on Tuesday, Vance at 4:30 on Tuesday. That's Eastern Standard Time. Be sure to tune in. And of course, always make sure you follow us over on the MichiganInsider.com, where $1 gets you in your first month. Been great as always, Vance. We'll see you next week, folks. Thanks for watching another edition of the Michigan Football Film Study. Focus on the defense with Vance Bedford.
The woodshed is ready, baby.